All right, some of what transpired at the Weighbridge in Gilgil over the weekend. You've heard from the MP, Nandi Hills, Alfred Keter there. Let's get into the way it is now. Lawyer Ambrose Weda is also with us this morning, seated at the center. There we go, is Manyangolo, who's the TNA Secretary General, and Mombasa Senator Hassan Omar. And also just to mention, we were to have Article 19 Director Henry Minor, but could not make it to be with us this morning. So my panel is not unfairly constituted. It is due to some circumstances that Henry could not be with us this morning. I'll start with you, Senator. Your thoughts on that clip?
I hope Henry is not a Secretary General of a party within our coalition. Anyway, I just said it because Henry tries to be an independent commentator on these matters. It's just that sometimes when you're the independent commentary, more or less tallies, even if you look at views of civil society, many other international organizations, usually tallies with the views of code. That's purely coincidental sometimes. My issue is, I think I agree with the SJ that I think as public leaders we need to be measured. In fact, I think the higher you go, the humbler you must become. When I work in somewhere, people already know that there's that authority of the Senate of Mombasa County by virtue of the office that we hold. And I think what you need to do is to be fairly measured in terms of how you deal with people of that nature. I think Keter is my brother, but on that one, I think he shot himself on the foot. He went overboard. But also, the police officer was taping this whole event. I remember when I watched it yesterday afternoon, when it was doing viral on the social media. Also, there was an assessment on the police officer, extremely dishonest, pretenses, so that he's captured on the clip that, oh, we are here to enforce the law. You know, we are not the ones. You can tell he's a guy who's just trying to play act in the clip. But that is not to justify what Keter did. Yeah. I think he should not allow himself to be in situations where, he can be caught in such humiliating and embarrassing circumstances. Like particularly when he knows the kind of work he's doing, particularly, is a particular opposition to the presidency and probably the Jubilee coalition with respect to the standard gauge railway. And yet then come and invoke the same presidency in terms of its name. I think that
saying he's been, other than that, he's still the Jubilee dam.
Very much Jubilee. He supported the Security Laws Amendment Act. Yeah. He supports every other issue and motion of Jubilee within the Senate, within the National Assembly. Yeah. The only issue is that on that SGR, I think our views tally with him, and that's why I agree with Honorable Ruto, the governor, that if a good idea is harbored by your enemy, or is an idea shared by your adversary, it does not make it a bad idea. So I think on that one, I think we agreed on certain fundamentals. Right. Yeah.
Sakjan.
Oh yes, it's rather unfortunate that Keter found himself in that uncompromising situation. Keter is a respected leader of the Jubilee coalition. And just as the senator said, the best that was expected of a leader in his position, whether the police are on the wrong or not, is to be measured. This has now put him in a very awkward position.
No doubt.
And it is soothing to know that he has gone out of his way to apologize. Leaders, like everybody else, are prone to make mistakes. And the much we can ask of them is to apologize. It is extremely condescending for him to come down on the officers, drop names of the president, the state house comptroller. But all in all, he has also made allegations that there were demands of bribery. And these demands, in as much as we want to investigate Keter for the unbecoming behavior, must also be looked into. We know these issues of Weighbridge and checkpoints have always been conduits and points of bribe taking. So both sides, we must look at them fairly. He has expressed his apology to the public. Let the law enforcement authorities take this matter, but let them be balanced on all aspects.
Can I say just one issue before you come in? In fact, I want to just agree with Mr. Onyango. I have personally received a host of complaints about weighbridges, particularly from business people in Nairobi, in Mombasa. Weighbridges across, to the final destination. They become hubs of corruption. So I think we must also dismantle those hubs of corruption in a manner that is also justiciable to the people who do heavy commercial transportation.
Okay, so what does a lawyer, looking at what happened, what is likely to transpire here on out? He's apologized. This happened. We don't know if there is what any other charges may be brought against him, but what is it likely to happen?
I think he flouted Chapter 6, he flouted various legislations, leadership and integrity, and so. And at the beginning, I saw him saying that the clip has been misconstrued or misquoted or something, that he was trying to fight corruption. That's the only part I had issues with. We are human and we can err and we can fall short of glory of the Lord. But when you are caught with your hands in the jar, then you say, gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Please find a place in your heart to forgive me. It is not saying, oh, I've been misunderstood. What he was doing was not only wrong, it was putting pressure on those people. Even if they wanted a bribe, either he gave them too little or he refused to give them. All he needed to do was to call the anti-corruption or leave. So what he did, he needed to apologize and say, Kenyans, I'm so sorry, I'm your leader, but this one I got personal. But what gives me pleasure is we are growing, and we are growing so fast that police officers in a weighbridge can stand up to a member of parliament, even if you call the name of the president, even if you call the name of the controller of State House. It is something to celebrate as a country. So that if Keter, Honorable Keter, and he needs to come in the open and sit there and just apologize. And we urge Kenyans to forgive him, because we are growing. Posturing with other things, calculated apologies, that is not fair. But I think we have a lot to celebrate as a country when you see things like this happen.
Okay. In fact, Ambrose, the middle of the road approach you've taken is what I would favor. I hear people debating Keter's seat, or now is he going to lose his seat? This is not a threshold. For me, I think when it talks about leadership and integrity, that damage you must have done to that institution of public office should be issues of corruption, land grabbing, things of that nature, of a magnitude of such nature that, public trust. But I think this, yes, maybe you can be...
lost a seat of no people and
pinched him and all that, but you see that was a physical assault. She removed a gun. When there's a lot of... The plot is being lost somewhere. Let me tell you.
She didn't.
People say... listen, the allegations that were substantiated during the panel, read the report of the panel, that she actually asked for the gun of the bodyguard. That's, according to many people, it is not the pinching. That's the final verdict that some of us actually are privy to.
Sophie, there I may not agree with the senator. He is right when we talk of issues, apologies, etc., etc. But Chapter 6 of the Constitution is very explicit. Keter is not going to lose his position because of what has just happened. But were he to be subjected to a judicial process and is convicted for a period of more than 6 months, no matter whether he just pinched someone's nose, he just spit on someone, he just warned someone, he'll definitely lose his seat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Nancy Barasa herself faced public lynching. I think maybe it was for the role that somebody wanted that position or something. I don't think what she did warranted what we gave her.
I was one of those who believed she should not have left that position.
It was not that she went for a gun, she did that. It was just that that time we thought that Chapter 6 created a utopia where leaders had to come straight from heaven. Good, perfect. So if you just smile even at somebody, they'll say, this is against removed. But over the years, since the Barasa saga, we have soiled ourselves so much that we accept anything. Even Keter, he just needs to apologize. And then we will forgive him and learn as we move on.
One of the things I've had people discussing, even at our own private levels as friends, is probably many of us have been in a situation of that nature, where you have done, that type of a thing. And I'm not trying to justify Keter's action. As both my brothers have said, he needs to fess up to some of the public expectations of accountability. But that said and done, is if we were going to go metaphorical with Jesus Christ, he who has not seen, may he cast the first stone. But that particular situation is not uncommon with CEOs, with people at different industries. Yes, absolutely. It's not uncommon, and we must stop it. Okay. And I think you must be measured when you're a public servant.